Okay, I'm going to take you back to 1991. Okay, and as part of the same series, we had Akshay Kumar over, and he told us an incredible story about working on a particular film where he had been through sessions for a particular film, and he was working on the movie obviously. And the night before, he was going to go for his first day of shoot. Then he was packing his stuff for the shoot, like whatever it is that you need for. I guess it was an action film, and then he gets a call कि बस वो तुम picture नहीं कर रहे हो. And that film was Phool Aur Kaante.
Yeah.
And you started doing that film the next morning.
I don't know what had happened there actually,
Okay.
because Akshay and myself, we've never spoken on this. But what I was told that, I don't know how much is true, because you hear two versions. So good, I'll talk to Akshay on this. No, just to know.
Right now, you want to call him?
No.
We'd love to get this.
No, not right now. But just need to know. I mean, nothing between us.
Yeah. And he made that clear.
When I signed Phool Aur Kaante, I was told that Akshay was doing the film, but he has signed a bigger film called Sogan, so he's not doing it anymore. So I don't know which version is true,
Sure.
but this is the version I was given. And I didn't know Akshay then, so because Akshay was also a newcomer, and I was also a newcomer coming from totally different this thing. So I don't know what actually.
But what's the story behind your first film? How did you get there?
This,
were you
exactly
struggling
this.
for very long? Like
No,
as
that's what
most
I keep
people
saying.
tend to do?
I said I've been very lucky that I never had to struggle. Work hard, sure, but never had to struggle. I was in college. I used to.
You were a Mithi Bhai.
Mitibai, I used to love making films. I used to make my own films. My dad had got me a camera then. I must be 8, 9 or 10 when I started edit with my father. So I used to help in edit.
Really?
And then by 12 or 13, action was the most difficult edit at that point of time, because there was no Avid, it was just
Cutting,
film.
right.
So it was Movila, you stand, and then you went to stand back. So then I started doing it for him, and then I started making my own films. I used to do a lot of special effects myself, show him, and then I started making films. And then one day I remember I used to put up my own sets. Apart from acting, I used to do everything.
So you would actually, at what age was this? Like in college?
14, 15, I started doing this.
You were shooting
Edit
your
was
own
earlier,
films?
yeah. And then one day.
Do you have those lying around with you? Some of the stuff that you shot
They
when you
must
were
have gone rusted. I'll
Right.
check. But yeah, so I mean, I used to, like, whatever money we had, we used to save, and we used to make our own sets and things like this. And one day I was shooting. I had this another my dad's sitting room. It was another flat kind of a thing where I used to shoot. And my dad it was Sunday. Had a sitting room. My dad was simultaneously shooting on Mr. India at that point in time. And I remember Shekhar coming, and he saw me shooting and all that, and he said, why don't you join me? He saw me shooting. I was trying to take some shots. At that time, there were no cranes and trolleys, so I was doing a shot from low angle going up like this. So he said, it's very innovative. You want to join me? Then I joined him. Then
on Mr. India?
After Mr. India,
Okay.
portions of Dushmani and a lot of ads and things like that. And then I used to do a clash for my dad also, shoot some action sequences. Like I remember Madam X had a lot of tough sequences where Rekha is fighting Rekha, and that time also it was all masking, it was no CG. So he asked me to go and shoot, and I used to go and shoot for him. And then Deepak said, join me as an assistant. So I joined him as an assistant. So this is what was going on. And I was enjoying college also. So when I was Shekhar also, I used to, till 11 I used to be in college, and then I used to go for work. So I really enjoyed life, making my own films. And suddenly I came home one day, and Mr. Kohliji, the director of my first film, was sitting at home with my dad. And my dad always wanted me to train in action. He actually wanted me to be an actor somewhere.
Okay.
So I came home, and he told me, you're doing a film. I knew Kohliji very well. So Kohliji said, I want you to do a film for me. I said, are you mad? I mean, I'm 18 years old. I'm enjoying life. And he said, no, you have to do. That is where I came to know about the version I told you about, Akshay. And I refused. I practically refused. And this must be also somewhere October 90. And they pushed me into it, and by November I was shooting.
Wow.
So this is how Phool Aur Kaante happened. And I did Phool Aur Kaante with the attitude that I'm going to work hard. If this works, it works. If it doesn't work, I'm not going to roam around with the portfolio. I'm going to go back to filmmaking, because that's something I really love also. And it worked. So, I mean, after that, there was no time to think at all, and you just.
But take us
kept going
through, I mean, one of the most iconic moments of the 90s is obviously your debut, right? In the sense that spit scene. Now, you couldn't have just showed up and done that spit scene. Like, you'd be like shitting bricks doing that.
I'm telling you, I did. No, I told you because my dad wanted me, so I used to train.
Okay, so you were training in action to begin with.
Yeah, with action. He sent me to some acting classes which I used to bunk completely, not go. But action is something I used to enjoy also. So I used to train that because he had his whole team and group and fighters and things like this. So I used to have fun with them also. So I used to wake up early in the morning and train with them, and they do my college thing and whatever. So it was all like this.
So take us through that scene. Like, how did that moment come about? Was it already in the script? Was there some?
So the
scene
split
that-
I could do. No, that was something new, which as an introduction, my dad and Kohliji planned, and at that time there were no cables, there was no again graphic or anything, CGI or anything, so it was dangerous and tough to do. It happened. So I also didn't know how it's going to happen. It just happened.
It's just that moment.
Yeah.
There's no story to it.
Yeah, there's no story to it.
Here's another thing. Ajay, correct me if I'm mistaken.
I think lot of such, if you may call it historic moments,
Sure.
not just this, but just
In
generally,
general.
have no story behind
Right.
it. Or, you know, it's they're created
But
later.
it's good to create stories, no? It's fun.
They created
Yeah,
later.
nothing wrong
कुछ नहीं
with
होता,
it.
गलती से हो जाता.
Subscribe to Midday India. Get direct notifications on all our videos by clicking on the bell icon.